And he knew that other people, and someone might have his own rationale for doing it. And that's also an important lesson. It's a lesson about Ahavas Yisrael. It's a lesson about trying to see where the other person is coming from and where he's holding. And we think we know where you are coming from because you feel it's important for people to keep a Jewish connection. That you feel that it's important that if a person wants to exercise and work out on Shabbos, he should at least do so in a Jewish building. That maybe after that workout, he or she will join a discussion group about Shabbos, or about Israel, or about some other Jewish topic. But as well intended as that may be, it is our humble opinion that it won't work. It won't make them more Jewish. It won't make them more affiliated. But don't take my word for it. Because I'm just another Orthodox rabbi with a beard and a black hat. But listen to the words of Rabbi Eric Yaffe, president of the Union for Reform Judaism. And I quote, "Other approaches to enhancing Jewish life have failed. Communal leaders love to talk about new ideas, but sometimes we don't need new ideas. We need old ideas. We need less strategic thinking and more mitzvahs. We need less demographic data and more Shabbat." Because, as he writes, we know in our hearts that in the absence of Shabbat, Judaism withers. I continue. Reform Jews are considering Shabbat because they need Shabbat. Because in our 24/7 culture, the boundary between work time and leisure time has been swept away, and the results are devastating. For our stressed out, sleep-deprived families, the Torah's mandate to rest looks relevant and sensible. We are asked to abstain from work that we do to earn a living, and instead to reflect, to enjoy. We are asked to put aside our blackberries and stop gathering information, just as the ancient Israelites were asked to stop from gathering wood. We are asked to stop running around long enough to see what God is doing. End of quotation. Someone called me this Erev Shabbos after 6 p.m. and he says, "I've lived in Houston for 10 years and I've lived in Ottawa for several more years. And I'd like to tell you something, Rabbi Frand, that when it came up in Houston and when it came up in Ottawa, the question of opening the JCC on Shabbos, I could proudly get up in these communities and I could say that we have to keep the JCC closed on Shabbos because look at Baltimore. Because Baltimore is the paradigm. Because Baltimore is the shining light. And please tell them, Rabbi Frand, that their decision about Shabbos not only affects Baltimore, Maryland, but it has an impact from the northern reaches of North America to the shores of the Gulf of Mexico. And it's going to affect Shabbos everywhere in between. And finally, we are here for ourselves. Because a rally on behalf of Shmir Shabbos must include an enhancement of our Shabbos as well. Because on a ruchnistic and metaphysical level, If communal Shmiras Shabbos is at risk and may be weakened, it is because our Shabbos is not strong enough. You ask, our Shabbos is not strong enough? What's wrong with our Shabbos? Let me explain. The Gemara says in Shabbos on Rabbi Yissocher Mishum Rishon ben Yochai, Ilamoli Mishaman Yisrael Shtei Shabbos Kil Chason Miyad Nigolin. If Klal Yisrael were to keep just 2 Shabbos Kil Chason properly, well, Mashiach is coming. The Mashiach would come. There's a similar Gemara in the Yerushalmi in Tainus. Similar but notably different. Amar Rab Levi, Ilu Hoye Yisrael Mishamin Shabbos Achas Ketikna Miyad Hoya Ben David Pa. If Klal Yisrael merely kept 1 Shabbos properly, then David Pa and Mashiach would come. Frek the Marabonim on the Yerushalmi, it's a spear between Bavli and Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says 2 Shabbos, the Bavli says 2 Shabbos, the Yerushalmi says 1. Zok the Marabonim, it's a Machlokes Bavli and Yerushalmi. I once saw in a sefer that there's perhaps no Machlokes, because there's a difference whether Shabbos is kept Kehilchasa or whether Shabbos is kept Ketikna. Whether Shabbos is merely kept like the halacha demands, or Shabbos is kept Ketikna, wie es does sein, the way it's supposed to be. Shabbos, our speech on Shabbos is different. That there's a thing called Medaber Dovar, Shalom Yehei Diburcha b'Shabbos, Diburcha b'Chol. Of what we talk about on Shabbos and how we talk about on Shabbos. And when we talk about Megachomim, we talk about these things. There's a halacha Shalom Yehei Lucha b'Shabbos, Hilucha b'Chol. What we do on Shabbos. The games that our children play on Shabbos. Is it Shabbosdik? And even more pointedly, what we as adults do on a Shabbos afternoon, on a long summer Shabbos afternoon, is that Ketikna? That our white shirts may come off and the polo shirts come on? Das ist Ketikna? Das ist Shabbos. Sure, we keep Bayer and Bissel and Teichen. But do we keep a Daber Davar? Do we keep Kedushas Shabbos? We keep Hilchas Shabbos. But do we keep Kedushas Shabbos? And there's another thing that can stand improvement. Another way to improve our Shabbos. Because if Shabbos is indeed the precious gift that has sustained us for so many millennia, then let's do something about sharing it with other people. Most of you work in environments in which you see and meet and work for and work with non-observant employees all the time. Invite them for a Shabbos. Have them over in your sukkah. Have that non-observant cousin of yours open your door to them. Let them see and feel what it's all about. And if their Shabbos means so much to us, then let's show them how special it really is. If Shabbos will merely remain kihilchasa by the letter of the law, then the Bavli tells us it'll take 2 Shabbos. But if Shabbos will be Ketikna, it'll be the way it's supposed to be, with the Kedusha Shabbos, with the Heiligkeit of Shabbos, with the love of Shabbos, with the acting that we're supposed to on Shabbos, it'll be Ketikna, then Miyad, Hayo Ben David Ba,
B'mheiro v'yameinu amen.